Okay, so let me get these blocks because I just went into a rage and froze for a second. You know, I kind of had a little trip out moment, and because I just had to realize, you know, the fact that my neighbor kind of went off on me because I am a Elon Musk type of technology type of person. So I like new age or updates and stuff like that when it comes to technology. Well, I was in agreement with her. She was like, "So you're telling me that you like the fact that he, you know, he got rid of those federal employees?" And I said, "Well, no." I said, "But I know that that was going to happen because federal employees leave or they change, like directors and coordinators and stuff like that, when basically, you know, it's new people get in office, new president, new, you know, new director, new mayor. It's just certain things, and with that, you know, with that happening, things happen. So, you know, people fall in pits like this because, of course, they're trying to get new people in. They don't want the old people in that were under someone else's umbrella, right? So, you know, I'm trying to explain this to her, and she's going off. Like, she's going to hit her fist, like, basically, like, if though she lost her job. And I'm, you know, she's a prideful woman, so I would understand if she didn't tell me. Because, you know, women, they tell you, oh, I don't tell people my age. They're very, very insecure women, to me, in my opinion. But, anyways, and I'm 39, so, you know, I'm old. I'm old, though, okay? And but anyways, so her punching her fist and everything, just made me realize that there is really people that's blind to the fact that these things happen all the time. So with that being said, that's how my job was because baby, they thought that I was I guess gonna tell on the misuse of funds that they were doing. Come to find out that, you know, somebody that was really, really close to me, she was basically like a covenant narcissist, like this girl in this hole. And when I say that, I ain't trying to be mean. I know people say you got people information and you want to tell B knows, blah 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 blah. Now I done filed all type of grievance on these people, yeah. So I can tell this story because guess what? Ain't nothing hidden. And I ain't telling these people real names, so let's close the doors. Oop. But anywho, oops. So we gonna go and start off with the fact that you know, my neighbor did hit a tough spot on the fact that okay, yeah, I might have a hard stain, and that's probably not a good way of thinking of things because that's just like, you know, with people that are victims of other crimes, and you be like, oh well, you know, since I didn't get my, you know, I didn't get my job like that, or it took my job, then you know I shouldn't feel whatever, whatever. So yeah, I put it in my head that maybe I was a little harsh, but then again, you know, it was just my opinion. But let's get to this fact of the matter of this girl I called my best friend that took my job. She did a swap. She wanted to be the single mom of three and have it all. I guess, you know, people are weird, and I didn't understand it. And at first, you know, I was like, "Crystal, you tripping? That's not the case." And then I had to turn around and make a U-turn, Cause this girl did nothing but learn the inside and out of my life. And then when she had the chance, she sat there and basically used it against me. She used my weakness. She knew, of course, I was afraid of losing my job. First of all, I lost 140 pounds. So, baby was looking good. Okay. And Boss was making sure. It was so bad that Boss was going home telling his wife, oh, this is Crystal. And she done lost all this weight. Y'all, it was crazy. And, you know, from me, from me hearing about it, y'all, I was like, what the hell? Like, this can't be, right? And then it was like, yeah, this man got a little crush on me. It was the text messages that she was going back and forth with me, letting me know that, oh, he said this about you, he said that about you, or oh, he always bringing you up, and I was like, I didn't even like the man like that at the time. But back to this girl learning everything about me. She would sit there, y'all, and be like, "You're a single mom, and how you do it? How you do it with 3 kids?" And so, of course, I would sit there and I would coach her. At that time, she was married. She had one son, and I would coach her and let her know what I do. Hey, I pay this bill, I pay that bill, and I keep my eating out less than normal people or whatever. I don't really be going out to places. I'll go to Wendy's and get a 4 for 4, stuff like that. And me telling her that, it was just like, okay, noted. Let me get out of here because it's loud. And as I'm telling her that, she's taking notes, and which is fine. I don't have no. I'm not against telling people, how I manage to live on survival mode, right? Because you teach, you become the leader, the teacher. Someone follows you, you get a bunch of followers, and then boom, you know, boom, my screen just went boom. And so I didn't have no problems, y'all. I was okay with the fact that, um, I was telling her all my business, I guess. And she was, oh man, I seen so many red flags that I should have known, but I did not. And I repeat, I did not catch on to these red flags. I seen red flags like, how do you do it? Or her being like colorist. And I was just like, nah, it can't be right. I was like, nah. But the red flags was there, y'all. And I did not notice at all that she was basically envious because I was able to, I guess, have kids and maintain. I had my own everything, and I didn't have to like be that all bought out to go and sleep with people. So, every time she would come around, I would whisper to her and let her know such and such messing around with such and such. And of course, she when she seen me do that, she peeped that I seen the looseness of people because I wasn't like that. Like I was single too. Okay, I could have had me 4, 5, 6, 7, but I'm not that type of person. So so instead of her just saying like I ain't gonna fool her because we don't flock together, right? This girl turns around and make me into a friend. Like she really like wanted a friendship. Yeah, that wasn't the case. So it was so odd because like she wouldn't come to none of my gatherings that I invite her to, but I would come to all birthday party for her son. I mean, it came to the point where she was inviting me to her husband anniversary and stuff like that, and I stopped going because I thought it was weird. Because at that time, she started telling me how she kind of liked somebody at work, and I was like, "But you married? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? You married?" And she was like, "But he liked me, and I'm having problems at home." So she come like with this sob story, thinking he cheating and all this. Man, yeah, yeah. Nah, I don't know how it was in their house, but the red flags that she was giving me were talking about people like that, and then still doing the same thing. I was like, oh, you one of them. You one of them that everybody stink except yours. Oh no, I don't want to be around it, right? But I didn't take that red flag. You know, it was plenty of times when she would say like annoying shit, like talk about Hispanics all the time. And I'm like, oh man, and it was somebody that was a real at the time a real close friend, and she, she was so against her like being around her and stuff. And she used to tell me how her son say he don't like certain color people and all that. I'm like, your son full six, and you just had this woman at your damn baby shower giving your son monkeys for you. And then on top of that, what's going on in my game now? And then on top of that, she had she had the audacity to sit there and basically like try to what do y'all call it? Triangle me and this other girl, and I was like, whoa, 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 look, you can be friends with her, or you can be friends with me. But you be friends with both of us. The only thing I can think of is you sitting there telling her all my business, right? So of course that was another red flag because again, I don't know if you close to somebody and you beefed up with them, there is no way in hell that you can be friends with both of them. I don't care how cool the person is to the other person because you're gonna wind up doing something fun, something is gonna come out, and it's not gonna be good. It's always gonna be bad. So those type of people right there, you gotta stay away from. Like, oh, but we was friends before y'all was beefing. Well, then you gonna be friends with her because we beefing. And if I tell you anything, if I tell you one of my kids sick, and you go back and tell old girl, and then she laughing and y'all kikiing about it, no. Yeah, when I tell you that that was crazy, that I ignored all the red flags, the most embarrassing parts were that everyone saw it but me. Everyone was telling me about it but me. And, for a long time, I kind of tried to pull back, especially like when it was around the time that, so let me tell y'all about the job. The job is housing, and it's a federal job. So basically, you go there and you get funded with home repairs and stuff like that, especially like during the hurricanes, like if you're a certain age. And, you know, I worked there for a good amount of time. And after me working there a good amount of time, which was 11 years, you know, people people left. People got laid off and stuff like that. Not really for grant wise, but when I mean grants, I mean federal funds. It's all the same now. It's coming out the government. That's another thing I was arguing about the night. She was like, "Your your your thing was grant funded." I was like, "No, the government is government fund. Never mind. No, same damn thing." I wanted to get out ChatGTP just so ChatGTP could tell her that it's the same thing, but I didn't even want to embarrass this woman, okay? Because again, she's not computer literate. So, and I have a mom that's like that. So I'm not gonna argue with nobody, especially I was in her car and she was hitting her fist. I done seen like reenactments of the Rihanna and Chris Brown fight. I don't want that for my life, y'all. So her punching and doing all that, I was like, she can have it. Like, I'm good. Like, let me try to make her happy real quick so I can get home safely, cause this she finna crash out on me like this game. Y'all, it's clear to catch. I did not know my game was gonna act like this. But let's continue. So back to what we were talking about. So we sit here and she started telling me. I mean, so the job. I'm jumping in everywhere, y'all. Forgive me. So the job. So federal job, federal funds. It's hard to get raises, promotions. So a lot of women busted wide open and tell them bring it back or don't hide that, divide that. Yeah, it was a lot of that going on, and she fell for it. She fell for it the same month that they gave her the papers of the layoff. And when she fell for it at first, it was like it was quarantine and they was wanting us to come back home. I mean, come back to work. And of course, I was on Snapchat showing my new body, right? Because it's new to me. Because I've been in quarantine, I didn't know that I actually lost so much weight. And so, with that being said, I was like, shoot, what's up? I really don't want to go back. But they had moved me from one chick, in which I liked that first, but I think her husband was undercover because her and him and my ex used to spend a lot of much time together when they would pick up when they would be picking up because he would do like, hold on, I'm gonna disconnect. He would pick up like his computer stuff and then go and work on it and then go give it back to him and then they would be gone for like an hour just talking in the parking lot. So it was kind of odd, right? And so she was making it all that work. And I guess, he was trying to put him on. It was like, I want him to work for me. But to be honest with y'all, long story short, I think them two were swingers. And they was going to try to mix me up in there. And I wasn't going to do it for them. They can have all that. Right? I don't know. My assumptions, right? So they transferred me under him. When I came back, baby, he looked at me like I was his new thing. Like I was trying to be the next victim. Like no P. Diddy type look. Like, I'm gonna get you, girl, look. And I was like, whoa. Time out, homie. Time out, homie. And so I felt like, um, you know, oh girl, she got, my best friend, she got a little jealous. Cause I used to always talk about losing weight. Her fat back ass always talked about losing weight too. But she would never lose it. Like, why did I plug it up? Let me wait until it's low all the way up. My bad, y'all. So she would wait and say, "Oh, well, I just want to wake up with the surgery." My sister got the surgery, and she looked like, "Huh? Let me shut up." That was not nice. Look, no, that's not nice. That's not nice. So back to that's gonna be another segment. That's gonna be another segment. But back to what we were talking about. So, um, he started like hugging me and having these secret private meetings to see how I am and how I am with my relationship and just weird. And I would come back and tell him, the person was with at the time, and he was like, "Oh, he just left it alone." So I kind of left it alone, but I felt something. And if I would have went off of what I felt, the proof of him trying to get rid of me because of her. Like, she was so jealous, y'all. She would be texting me and was like, I didn't know y'all hugged. Like, weird shit like that. Or she would be like, um, he's looking for you. He wants you to be more in the building. Like, this man wanted me to be more in the building because he wanted to be the next target. So, y'all, they illegally, I say illegally, laid me off because I didn't get a notice. You know how Trump laid the people off and the judge said, you can't do that. No, they can't do that. They have to give the person that they're laying off notice. And they didn't give me a notice at all. So, since they didn't give me a notice, y'all, I was laid off and just, I guess, what you want to call it? Do you want to call that like screwed over? What we want to call it? Because I think that's what it. I think that's exactly what it was. But you know, my assumptions could be wrong. So that's why I just really never took part in it. To go a little further into how I felt because I could be wrong, but at the same sense, what do you do when you have the text message to prove? Call you call up and you try to warn his boss that they're gonna lay you that they're about to lay you off, and that they're gonna lay you off because of their affairs, and he's like shoving you off like he already knows. And so him like shooing me like he already knew. I miss y'all. It was a very, very hot mess, but I'm not really tripping anymore. Like, I'm glad it happened. I'm glad it wasn't one of my kids. Like, they haven't been around people like that. I mean, hell, nuts to her. Now she's like, what, a single mom of three? So she wanted my life so bad. She wanted my life so bad, y'all. Now she got it. So the kids wasn't from my boss, in which she cried about. Oh, it's a whole big old crash out about her. Let's get into these fake ass friends. Okay, it's gonna tie to the work because she was my work friend, right? She was my work friend. She will only come around when it contains to us eating and us working, right? When it came to me going meeting her for parties and anything like that, she wouldn't show up, make an excuse, or send my kids money and then be on the business. Okay, cool, whatever, people do what they do. But for this girl to tell me that her husband was unfaithful, whatever, so she felt like she needed to be unfaithful, and my silly ass to go along with it, I feel like karma slapped my ass in the face. But I tell you this much: our friendship, after like it ended, it's not like I missed her. I felt like disgusted because, you know, when you first find out that you get around a narcissist and understand what the hell that means, I was like, oh, the red flags, like I said, the red flags were there, y'all, and I ignored them. For this girl to sit there and have her husband buy a house and then sell it after she done cheated with his best friend. And had twins. I should have ran then. When this girl had this man buy her house and then mess with not only one, his best friend, but three other men plus her work husband. The red flags was there, and I was, I can't blame nobody else but myself. So now y'all see me here, and you'll see me doing this. And be like, what's that, Crystal? You'll see me instant card. You'll see me doing little gigs like this. I'll be up doing little gigs like these. Look, this one I completed. I need to collect some bread. This what you see me doing nowadays. Okay? Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me because guess what? It pays bills. You gotta pay bills. Cause when I got laid off, of course it was, you know, it was horrible. Things change where you have to get food stamps, you gotta get unemployment, you gotta get this, you gotta get that. You know, you gotta give all your name and everything all over again. And you have to be in a system that you just dreaded going back to after 11 years of working at a job, making, you know, $28 an hour. You dread, what the hell, you stuck down there. You dread going back to, let's get this Mercedes since it looks like a Durango. It's the kind of car I have. But yeah, you dread going back, so, but you dread going back to a job that did you like that? I don't know. It's hard to trust. Let me try to turn around. It's hard to trust, like going back into an office space. So, you don't really want to be around people like that after, you know, you had somebody that you really truly thought that had your back. It's really, really hard. So, with that being said, y'all know I don't be doing no trick. Y'all know that I'm good. But y'all let me know in the comments if y'all ever been through that. Like, I felt like I was in like a love triangle or some shit. Like I thought I was really like at some love triangle type stuff. Well, not even a triangle. Let's say a four or whatever. Four of us. Every time I turned around, it was, you know, it was. She was telling me something that he said about me, and I'm like, but why you ain't telling me? Why are you telling me? You know, and knowing her, she probably was showing him text messages of what we were saying, and of course she would ask me those random ass questions, and of course knowing her, The way she did me with the whole screenshots and all this, she did the same thing to him. That's why I said she manipulated me basically out of my job. But I didn't see that until like, yeah, this, oh, I didn't even tell y'all the best part. Best part is old girl sit there and she's sitting at home, right? Because she pregnant. He crying, talking about he wish he could be them babies too, right? And come to find out, oops, what I'm trying to say, y'all, I'm everywhere right now. Go get from up there. I was just about to say that, yeah, she was, yeah, this girl here had the nerve to sit here. I'm everywhere with this story, so forgive me. But she didn't contact me until a month after I got laid off. She didn't call my phone, didn't text me, didn't look at none of my snaps. She just went blank. She accomplished her mission. She got her. Oh, before that, she got her promotion. So she got her promotion. I'm trying to remember when. She got her promotion way before I was laid off. Probably a couple of months before the layoffs. And y'all heard me say that they illegally laid me out, but they didn't give me no notification. Never had a notification with my name on it. So ain't got no trouble. I look at it in a taxi. Is it one of them or two of them? But yeah, I had called his wife at work and let her know that he was cheating with her. Wife almost had a panic attack, y'all. But I didn't try to. It just, sometimes it just comes with the territory. That's it. That's all. I don't know. But we back at Kroger's, y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed this story. And I know it was quiet sometimes. I just wanted to show y'all around my Minecraft world as, you know, it just bring back memories to remind someone that, you know, like they say, everybody isn't your friend. And then protect yourself when you're at work, especially a federal employee. Federal employees don't understand that right now it's a very sensitive time where people want to in your job, and the best thing that they know is to spread rumors and create humiliation rituals where they create these groups or cliques against you. And it's nothing that's wrong with you. There's usually something wrong with them. And it's usually because they can't concept or get the concept of, you know, being a human and being normal instead of childish. She had no reason to fool around with 5 men the 5 years she's been married or was. She had no reason. She had no reason to have that man go get her house if she didn't want to be with him. She should have told that man that just because they, you know, rekindled their relationship because he was the only one that she could, seem to find that was successful or wanted something in life. She wanted to be his crash dummy slash baby mama. So, love y'all. Come back for some more. Peace.